Hello, world.
Hi.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Cecilia.
Thank
Good
you.
to have you back.
Good to be
Day
back.
2, we didn't scare you off. First
I'm
day,
back.
she came back, so we must be doing something right. And yeah, I really appreciate you.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be kicking off the packaging portion today, which is super awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This will be fun. Welcome, Laura, Mitch, Alexander, Kevin, Leanna. Wondering if it's your first time watching. Always curious if it's your first time watching today. We'd love to hear. But good to see you guys here. Muge, M-U-G-E. Hello, Muge. Ryan Ford, what's
Hi.
up? Miriam. Everybody's saying hello, Cecilia. Nobody ever mentioned anything about the fact that that says the shelf.
The
Nobody-
shelf. I know. So it's actually an initiative that my coworker started at Ammunition. And then she wanted to put together like a bookshelf of like amazing design books. So it kind of like started, and then she started giving out stickers to everyone to put it on, laptops and stuff. So I put it on mine, and I totally forgot about it till yesterday.
Tell you yesterday.
And then I was like, oh yeah, it's still on there. So she got really excited.
Yeah. That is fun. Yeah, exactly. Because it's pretty evident. It's like definitely, we're not sponsored by the shelf or anything. Like, we don't know. It's just the sticker that's there, but that's all.
This is a non-profit organization.
Yeah.
It's just a
Yeah,
bookshelf, literally.
Yeah, we're just shelves everywhere. Really, is what that's promoting. Just shelves.
No, books,
And
books.
shelves. And
Yeah,
books.
and
Yeah. So Oliver, is it your first time here? Good to have you, buddy. Awesome. So let us know if your first time here. Stockholm in the house. We're here in beautiful,
Love Stockholm.
beautiful San Francisco, and you are a local.
I
which is
am.
cool.
Oh, the weather is so beautiful here. It makes me really happy.
It's been nice. Like
Yeah.
it's nice. I don't know if sometimes people are joking around when they say that. But
I
it
know,
starts out
right?
cloudy in the morning, then it burns off or whatever, and it's sunny out today. So
I think it really depends on which area you're into.
okay.
Yeah, but this area is pretty nice.
So this will be good. So what did we talk about? We can kind of go over what we did yesterday, kind of like get everybody caught up.
Totally.
Nice.
Well, yesterday, so I'm just pulling up the brief that we talked about yesterday again. So we are designing branding and packaging for a fictional new startup that focuses on the outer space travel industry. So they kind of like prepare food for space travelers and astronauts. So this is kind of like a fun project that that I wanted to work on for a while, and like I felt like this is a perfect opportunity for me to do that. So that's what we're doing. We set the target audience to consumers between 24 to 40 years old, which we decided are babies in 20.
Yeah.
22.
Yeah, exactly. Because when people are living, they're living to be 200 years old. So being to
Exactly.
22 to 40, you're still like a
Yeah.
youngin'. Like you're
Totally.
maybe not allowed to vote still.
Yeah, and you probably can't drink.
And you probably can't drink. Good thing these are non-alcoholic beverages that we're
Totally.
making. So
Yeah, so that's kind of like who the demographic that we set, and then we wanted to target people who are interested in space, obviously, technology, and traveling outside of their comfort zone. So when it comes to like packaging food, and especially space food, there's a lot of regulations. So I don't know everything, obviously, because I don't have a client to like actually refer back to, and for them to provide me with strict regulations. But I did some research, and then it seems like you have to freeze dry certain foods. It needs to be easy to use. They need to vacuum seal some food items so that they're not flying everywhere and like getting in people's eyes and all that stuff. And it needs to be lightweight because in space you're going to be there for a while. So, the heaviness of the food is very important. Yeah, so those are kind of like the considerations that we're going to be working with. Obviously, this isn't everything, but it's kind of,
yeah,
what we
and I
have.
think you have some. Do you have some terms and some what's next as you scroll keywords?
Well, these are kind of like this is a recap of what we talked about yesterday. But keywords, we want it to be exciting, fresh, premium, and innovative. So we're going to be keeping this in mind while we're doing packaging as well. And to go over what we did yesterday. So I think we kind of had very last minute vote, and I think everyone voted unanimously that this is kind of everyone's favorite, just because of the scalability of everything, how the logo itself can be responsive. So I think we're going to be taking this this logo and then translating it into packaging today. So I feel like I'm excited because it seems like there's a lot that can be done here. I see you're already working on some stuff.
Yeah, I was already kind of playing with it, and it's not quite the same, but I do see that dot looking like a planet, but could also be like an apple or something like that. Which is just kind
totally.
of fun to work with.
I just love working with simple shapes, and I feel like, you know, word marks and logo types are the most effective when it's made out of simple shapes. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a test that all designers say, like if you can draw a logo from memory, like if it's simple enough to do that, it's an effective logo. Mm-hmm. So I kind of wanted to focus on that. And
I've never heard that before, actually.
Yeah, but if you think of like, you know, like perfect. Nike or Apple, Microsoft, you can draw it all from memory because it's all, you know, simple geometric shapes. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of like the rule of thumb that I have when it comes to branding.
Yeah. I like that.
I mean, it doesn't work all the time. Sometimes you can be a little bit more experimental, but you know, it's good to keep in mind.
Yeah, and it's interesting that graphic design seems like it is almost like a subtractive process in a certain way, where you start just kind of removing elements to getting to the basic core of what the brand is.
Totally.
Just even like you did here, you're talking about different iterations, and then you have like the simplest version, which I really like on the left side, the right side there.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. So
yeah, I like it too.
Totally works.
I kind of like the contrast between the angles here, where it's like really harsh, and then you kind of have this simple dot. So I feel like there's a interesting interplay between the actual, like, you know, shape that we have and the word mark.
Yeah. What is the name of that font you originally started with?
So this is called PX Grotesque. It's a really interesting typeface, actually, and I've seen it being used a few times on Behance and everything.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's super cool. It feels like kind of techy, but it feels more refined than like actual, you know, monospace stuff.
Very cool. Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, so I shared a library with you. We'll kind of, actually, you know, can we do that right now since you kind of have these a little bit more refined?
Let's do it.
So I think you accepted the invite. So in your libraries panel, if you guys aren't aware of this, just do that drop down.
Did I accept it? I hope I did.
Maybe you rejected it.
Oh no.
Go to invite.
I didn't mean to.
Accept.
Okay.
Yes. Hold on one second.
So cool. All right. Will I see you now? There you go.
Now we match. What? I've been wearing this all along.
It's designer uniform.
We match. We're a team. We're Team Interstellar. We're making Of Earth branded food goods.
Heck yeah.
So.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
I will drop these for you. I love this panel. It's so useful. My favorite is like the color libraries, so that because I love looking at like fine art or like paintings or sculptures for color inspiration. So I usually like pull color palettes from like different pieces, and then I kind of like save them all in my personal library, so it's like all there. I used to have more, and then
plus it's just nice to have up as a designer. I like having my color panel up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know, just like visually that looks.
It's very pleasing.
Yeah, it's very like we're almost looking at your screen as a whole composition, and now we have a splash of color.
Totally.
So yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited because we're actually going to start using color now.
Oh, how fun. You guys hearing that? Give me some color.
It was all black and white because that's, you know, how you should start, but it'll be exciting now.
So Voodoo Val's a big Star Wars fan, kind of excited about the product and kind of what we're dealing with, which is awesome. Disappointed there are no lightsabers. There might be lightsabers to cut this stuff. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. We have a little mini lightsaber, just like slicing cheese.
Oh yeah, I think I actually saw a product like that.
Yeah?
It's like a red butter knife, but then it's like in the shape of a
lightsaber. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Voodoo Val, do you have that? Do you have the little red lightsaber? That's
Maybe
a little
I'll
knife.
link it to you. You would love that.
That'd be cool. So welcome, hello Nancy, and Kenny, and let's get started.
They love your hair.
I know, that's why I did one of those.
Okay, cool. So I think we're just gonna start getting into it. So I kind of like started putting out die lines here. So just to talk about like the setup of my file, when it comes to packaging, you obviously want it in CMYK mode, and then we have 4 different layers here. We might add more while we go, but then I have background, which is kind of like I like to add like background colors and then lock it so I'm not like moving it around. And then the artwork is where most things happen. So if we have text, if we have images, illustrations, whatever, they'll all go into that layer. And then I have die lines, which is what we're working with here, just the containers themselves. And if there's like folds or cuts that need to happen, they're usually different colors. Like a cut is like red, a fold is green or something like that. Production designers usually know, they know a lot more than I do, but I kind of like picked up a few things here and there. And then annotations is going to be kind of like this text where, this should be here, where it just kind of like tells the printer what needs to be where, basically. So, front panel, back panel, and bottom panel. So that's kind of like how my file is set up.
Those you probably just like kind of lock those down and
I lock the annotations and the background and the die lines. So I'm just working in one layer that's called artworks.
Oh, very nice.
And then I was thinking that we could do like 3 different types of food. So the first one, I think what we're gonna start with is entrees. So kind of I think I'm just gonna do chicken and vegetables. Don't ask why, I just decided that.
Seems healthy. Seems like what I would want. Like your protein, get your vegetables in.
Exactly. It's simple, but simple is best.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna do snacks, so maybe like trail mix or like M&Ms or chocolates or something like that. And then we're also gonna do beverages. So orange juice, apple juice.
What kind of so out of these 3, like what do you think the packages will be? Like what physical is it?
So like we talked about like sustainable packaging, right? Which is always a challenge when it comes to food packaging because there's certain regulations that need to be met.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if you have, meat products, it can't be packaged in paper because obviously that's not gonna work. It's just gonna like spoil everything. So we do need to use plastic, which kind of sucks, but sometimes.
Well, and maybe it's like a new thing. Maybe it's a new type of plastic. So I guess we could always
biodegradable.
Yeah,
who knows?
I was thinking like edible.
Yeah, edible.
Like
edible plastics.
I don't know. I was thinking of like that. Actually, what's in there is a powder, and you pour it on a plate, and you add a couple drops of. You put it in the like it always like comes out like a homemade dinner, but it came from powder.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I see happening.
Well, that'd be awesome.
And then you put the plastic package on top, and that's like the gravy. It's all magic. The future is made of magic.
Who knows? That might happen.
And it's our future. Actually, it's your future. You're making this. It could be whatever.
It's our future.
I think it's funny that you have talked about regulations, though. Like, I'm making this fantasy world where there are regulations. We have to make sure things are biodegradable.
Well,
I appreciate it. It's awesome.
I'm just injecting a little bit of reality.
That's what it is, yeah.
Because I don't want to go off and be like, this is going to be the future, and it's like totally ridiculous. Because I want,
Sorry.
What is that?
Hemp plastic is biodegradable, as Leanna says.
Oh,
and
that's
there's,
cool.
Mitch, there's a plant-based plastic. So that's
Awesome.
cool. Is there like a plastic that's edible?
Editable?
Not editable.
Maybe. There might be. See, this is like the gray area.
Plastidable? All right, Miriam has it. We're going to make some plastidable packaging. So you're thinking like a little foil package or plastic package. Is that what you're thinking? Because you could pack it,
Vacuum seal it.
Yeah, and just like low profile.
Totally.
Okay, that's good. Because
Yeah.
I'm going to work on the model side of things.
Yeah,
so
that'd be
I'll try to dig up
awesome.
some of that stuff.
I'm going to be super excited.
So.
So I had like a few ideas. Like I was actually looking at Dimension, and then it seems like this is actually kind of like exactly what I wanted.
Oh.
So I think I can use this as kind of like a reference point, and this is useful because apparently if your food is freeze dried, you need to add water to it. So you would like open the top part and then add water and like close it and like put it in the microwave kind of thing. So I think we can use this for entrees especially. For beverages, I think we're gonna use a similar model, but we need to have like a little like spout at the top so that people can actually drink from it, like a sports drink or something like that. So I don't know if you can help me with that.
I totally can. That's my plan.
Perfect. All right, cool.
With this will be good.
So I guess I can start going in. I just kind of like duplicated the snacks and beverages from entree timeline, so I'm just gonna go in and like start adjusting the dimensions so it makes more sense. Because ideally you won't have as big of a snack than entree, so I'm gonna make that a little smaller.
Capri Sun, like a Capri Sun.
Yeah, totally.
Matthew says, oh, wait, who does this? Where did I see that? Oh, yeah, SkyX says space bag.
Space bag.
Space bag.
God. I love that.
I don't know. That's funny to me.
A little
Sorry. Still laughing about the space bag thing. What's that? What are you putting in? The space bag. Space bag? That'll be 10 cents extra, please. Right? Or whatever. Actually, no. What's the currency that we're...
Bitcoins.
Bitcoins.
Yeah,
that'll be 10 Bitcoins, please.
You know, one Bitcoin is 6,600 right now? USD.
Okay.
That's pretty insane.
Okay. Really? Wow.
I know. I was mind blown.
That is pretty
Little
crazy.
bit of trivia from Silicon Valley here.
Thank you so much. And by the way, thank you, Manases Padilla posts a link. So we are having a contest right now. So we have our fun project, like obviously making some space food, some fun packaging. In essence, all you have to do, give me 1 second to get there, is just apply a graphic to a 3D model, throw a little background in there, and that's essentially how you can enter. And Cecilia will pick the winner. So
cool.
It's just this little tab right over here, contest. You know, in this example, it could be like applying it could be a can of soda or coffee or really anything, or shampoo or beer or whatever, or space food in a space bag. So
didn't we have a space drunk thing yesterday? I remember it says space drunk on a coffee cup.
Oh, did we? Space drunk? Maybe we did.
I think so. It was amazing.
I like it. You're space drunk.
Making up some random.
And if I'm not mistaken, the music is brought to you by Andrew Apple Pie. Is that right, Chris? Yes. Andrew Apple Pie. Shout out to him. Fantastic guy. Why apple pie? He just likes it.
Right. And then this is gonna have a little spout.
And then what if we were just quiet the next 2 hours as we were?
I mean, to be honest, that's how you usually work. Oh,
you're still here? You're still here? I'm still here. Oh, there's no music right now? There's probably a little bit of music, yeah? Yeah, a little bit. Cool. Cool. You're working on that. I am... Oh, you're doing the little spout thing?
I am. It's a little odd in die lines, but...
You're doing that. I'm working on the...
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Products. Space stuff.
Was that a part of the library? The space photo?
No, I actually just pulled that in. I put it in our Creative Cloud library.
I love it.
So you have access to it as well.
Perfect.
But just trying to set the context. And again, we're just gonna have fun with this.
Totally.
As you're working on that, I'll go ahead and I'm gonna start to get the basics of this squared away. So yeah, you could switch to my screen. That'd be cool. So again, I actually just, used this. This is my own image. I have the Cecilia and Paul Creative Cloud library, which I can access in Illustrator. So those are just some of the images. There's the logo that you gave me. I use this 3D asset from Adobe Dimension, so you can see them in here. It happens to be right here, and it is called Food Pouch.
Perfect.
And materials, so this is actually where I was going to start. You can make it kind of metallic. So that's just literally just metal.
I love that reflection. Makes it really epic.
Right? So what I did is when I dropped, and you can watch this change too. So I'm going to grab this other, let's grab this one, like this one with this, and this is a low quality image, but I'm going to drop it in the background. It's going to recognize it.
Yes.
And then since it's a different background, it's like, hey, you know what? Do you want to match the light from this new photo and the environment and everything? I'm like, yeah, please do that. Right? So it actually matches the perspective, so it shifts, but see how he's kind of reflected there?
Wow.
But it's like much more appropriate, for this photo. Obviously there's a lot of black, so
that's really cool.
Again, I do actually like this original one, but it will change it back. Just a lot of work I don't have to do.
Yeah, no, that's really cool.
Saves
a lot of time.
Yeah, and I'll just throw the logo on here really fast too. Just right here, we can just drop it on. There it is. Shrink it down, and that's sort of the start of our packaging. So
that is really cool.
Oh yeah, NASA does have plenty of royalty public domain photographs. Thank you, Jean-Eric. Appreciate that. Good call. Good call. By the way, so there's the decal. Here's the metal. So I think kind of based on your art direction, I can always tweak this any way we want. Like if I want it to be more rough, I can add that. So I can make it more or less metallic.
Oh, perfect.
Right? There should be I should be able to normals. So if I wanted a texture, like if we wanted to give it a texture, we can drop in a texture right there too. So that's kind of how.
So can we add like noise to it?
Yeah.
Displacement. So would you have to get another image to?
Yeah, I'd probably kind of like make my own sort of grain. But this is the thing about that, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because a lot of these materials. So if I take this gray marble, which again, the only reason I'm grabbing gray marble is because it might already have some of those textures already in here. So gray marble, normals. Doesn't really have anything.
Right.
So yeah, here we go. So the base color is actually this.
Okay, so
it kind of depends. Yeah, like there's damaged glass. So this is going to have an image associated with it, but this actually, see how it's kind of distorted? Damaged glass kind of has.
That actually looks pretty close to what I was imagining.
Okay, good. Yeah, so this might get us like half the way there. And
yeah,
I can always kind of I might drop in some textures just so we can kind of visualize what each one of these does, but that looks pretty good too.
That's amazing.
Save.
I feel like the background just makes it so much more epic.
Yeah, it does. Which, again, that's, you're presenting an idea, you want to get it sold in,
Yeah.
Everything matters.
It's in context.
Yeah, exactly.
How often can you say that, right?
I might I might edit the background because I like the idea of the astronaut kind of reaching for it.
That makes sense. Yeah. Was that the same image where we saw the astronaut spilling chocolate milk yesterday?
Oh, I wonder if it was.
That was really funny.
All right, yeah. Okay. Good question.
Yeah, so here I'm just making a die line, just kind of like a die line for the beverages. I'm imagining that the top would kind of have like a screw-on thing where you can screw the lid, and then the oh my god, I can't say that word. So the drink would be contained within this shape. That
Nice.
it's flexible.
Oh, good point. So, Chris brings up a good point, or someone has Chris is going to take credit for it. No, but what if you unscrew this lid? Like, is the lid going to float away? If it
That's
has a
good
lid.
question.
I know, right?
It's funny because
See, you're the brains of the operation here. Chris is the brains of the operation.
He's actually doing everything for us.
He's doing it. We're not even actually moving anything.
This we're just watching Netflix.
Yeah, I'm just like randomly moving my hands.
That's a good
Chris
question.
is doing all the work.
It's really interesting because while I was doing research for this project, I found out that they, like when the astronauts are actually eating, they have this like plate thing that has magnets on it, so you can stick everything onto it so it doesn't float away while you're eating it. It's like either magnets or Velcro.
Interesting.
Yeah, which is really funny. So that just kind of like reminded me.
Yeah,
so
that's fascinating.
Yeah, so many things unknown.
So do you have a presentation template with a content structure that you use every time? Maybe it's the creative brief. I don't know. He says presentations template. I don't know if he means like that creative brief template that you used. Is that a template? Sorry.
I kind of do. I feel like there's like usually a rough guideline that I follow. Like I think I've mentioned it briefly yesterday, but I kind of like to start off with like a competitive overview or competitor research. So we would kind of put together brands that are really relevant right now, who are doing well in the demographic that we've chosen, or companies that are doing something similar to what we're trying to do right now. So we would like put together 3 to 4 brands like that, and then kind of talk about why they're doing so well and what we can learn from them, or if they're not doing so well, why they aren't doing so well in terms of design specifically. And then after we go through that competitive research, we like to present each concept, like concept 1, concept 2, concept 3. And then each concept we usually start with a mood board, so kind of like what I showed yesterday, where it's kind of a really, really rough mood board where we're just showing different things about the look and that could inform the look and feel of the concept that we're presenting. So whether it be like photography or art, or different textures or different graphic design that we found, we like to show those so that the client, we can tell that the client and we are on the same page. So after we establish that agreement, basically, we go through each concept, and then we preface each concept by having just a logo on white or black, no color, so that the client can actually see the form of everything. And then after, we like to stage the logo type on in context, so whether that be on product, brand collaterals like business cards, on packaging, or whatever you're going to be designing for them. So that's kind of like the rough guideline that I have for each client presentation. Obviously it's going to depend on who they are and like what they're looking for. Some clients are a little bit more laid back, and if you have a more close client relationship, they usually know what's going on because you're keeping like really close contact. But if there's someone who's like a little bit more distant, you want to provide as much information as you can in that one presentation. So I feel like it really depends, but all in all, that's kind of what I try to stick to.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been successful in the past, so.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
And that's helpful, like just kind of like know your client. And I think, from an Adobe Dimension perspective, you are trying to, provide the logo in context.
Definitely.
Essentially.
Yeah. This is true.
Oh yeah, it's got some live corners, you're right. Ooh. The tour International Space, you can do this International Space Station tour and you'll see their food shelf. Is that what I saw? Interesting.
Ooh, I think I might have seen that.
And
then it was really, really cool.
All right. Got my astronaut.
Do you have a favorite space movie?
Oh, good question. I wanna hear the chat answer.
Yeah.
Favorite space movie? Wow.
It's a hard one.
Voodoo Valves has to be Star Wars. But we'd ask you to be a little bit more specific and tell me which Star Wars. And don't say it's like picking your favorite child, because everybody also has a favorite child. I'm just joking. I'm joking.
Are you?
See, look. First one in there, Star Wars. Spaceballs. Rocket Man, interesting.
2001, anyone? I think that's
Yeah.
fine.
I have not seen, I've only seen pieces of 2001.
I watched it for the first time in a year ago, and I watched it in 50 millimeters, and
Okay.
just the color was amazing.
Nigar says 2001 is his favorite as well.
Yes,
Gravity, Space Cowboy.
Gravity's amazing.
See Y'all Later. Oh, that's not a movie. Kenny just has to go. The Martian.
Martian's amazing too.
Yeah, Gravity was
Wall-E.
pretty. Wall-E is fun.
Yeah, there's a lot out there that I haven't watched too.
Good. Voodoo Val, Empire Strikes Back, or Rogue One is kind of where she's at.
Cool.
I don't know.
Are you still thinking?
Good question.
It is a hard question. It's a loaded question.
It is.
I just dropped the bomb on you. I'm
Did
sorry.
anybody? What is everybody's feelings about Blade Runner? Ooh,
Oh,
Life.
that's cool.
Life's a good one. Chris votes for Life. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yes, The Fifth Element counts. Sure, why not, right? That counts, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Cowboy Bebop. Blade Runner. So, yeah, anybody seen the new Blade Runner? I'm just kidding. We don't have to talk about it, but
Did you watch it?
yeah, I did. It's pretty good.
Jealous.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it is very cinematic, and I had no idea that in the future had so many long, dramatic hallways. There's like so many long, dramatic hallways that people were walking down. I'm
Oh,
like,
that's
wow, it's
hilarious.
really hard to get around in the future.
They don't have those things, the flat escalators in airports?
I don't think they had one of those. That would have been so much better.
Yeah.
With just some elevator music, yes, it's outlasted so many things. Oh, I like Prometheus. It's good.
Oh, I really wanted to watch that.
I've tried to watch the Alien. We're getting off track. I don't know. I'm
yeah.
talking about this.
No,
by all means, if you guys have design questions,
Yeah. Sorry.
no, you guys are you're totally cool. Spectral on Netflix. The original Total Recall. Galaxy Quest was actually pretty entertaining. You got another one? Starship Troopers. Love it. Love Starship Troopers. Star Blazers, I've never heard of. The Expanse. There we go. Flash Gordon. I'm gonna say that's my favorite. Flash Gordon.
I didn't watch that.
I'm going with Flash Gordon. That's pretty. I'm a little older than you. It might predate you a little bit. But Flash. He was quarterback, New York Jets. And keep in mind, yes, we will be doing a giveaway of Creative Cloud in about 20 minutes, just because we can. Marat, did you post a link to a design? Your Dimension work? I don't know, you might have. We'll check that. Thank you if you did. All right. So you don't really care to have a pattern on this at all, necessarily?
I don't think so. I think I want some, I was writing vegetables and I was gonna say vegetables. Like grain on it almost, a noise.
Yeah. Noise.
But
okay.
yeah, but patterns, I mean, I might try it in Illustrator and we can see what that looks like.
And I can, try it too. I mean, once I get the texture loaded in here, I can swap it out pretty easily.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool. Grain. All right, so Fabrizio's rendering. Fantastic. Let me know what you think, Merritt, as you've worked with it. Sounds like you liked it, so that's good. I love sci-fi. I really do.
Me too.
Right? Isn't it fun?
I love it. It's very
Do you
silly.
prefer sci-fi or fantasy?
I'd say sci-fi, to be honest. I really want to watch the latest Blade Runner, but I totally missed it because I was in Japan when it kind of came out. So all my friends watched it without me.
Oh,
now I have
really?
no one to watch it with. I'm very sad.
Okay. Cowboys and Aliens. Twelve Monkeys is. Oh, nobody said Terminator.
Huh.
Is that a? That's not really. That's more like a time travel.
Yeah,
That's
it's
time
not
travel.
I don't think there's space in there, is there?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'd say as I'm playing around with Dimension, I really do like a lot of the stock materials. And what I'm also going to do is go to stock.adobe.com. Stargate. Rick and Morty, Space Captain Shays.
I love Rick and Morty. It's a great show.
I mean, look at this. This is awesome. So thank you so much. So I'm just out on Adobe Stock, by the way, because I was like, I'm working on making this texture, yada yada. I go to Adobe Stock, just change it to 3D, and I just hit enter, by the way. Just hit enter, and it's going to display everything. I, in particular, since I'm kind of working with textures, is I can go to materials. And look at all this. All of this says space, earth, awesome stuff. Look at this. So cool. It's so cool.
Oh, wow.
Right, look at this.
That's a lot of stuff.
Natural rough gold. Doesn't it look great?
It's amazing.
Look at this,
So
like
you can just
mesh.
Drag and drop it? Or
I just have to sync it, and yeah. So license and save it. So I might try that for some of these. But it just goes on and on. Old chain link fence. Ooh, metallic plastic hexagon. So that's what I can do actually. I'm going to change this to syncing to our library. We'll try that one.
Awesome.
So it's actually syncing now. You can see right behind my head. Sorry about that. Let's try to zoom in there. But it's syncing, so it should appear in here in a second. Oh, plus there's something else we discovered today, is that with Adobe Capture you can actually capture materials. So what we did this morning is we actually captured this texture here, this as a material.
No way.
And then we synced it. So I'll just switch to that library just to show you. It's still syncing. Actually, where did I put it in? Miscellaneous? Here it is. Is that it? Yeah, this is what I adjusted the contrast a lot just so it would stand out. But this is actually the tablecloth. I really adjusted the contrast so it's not going to be exact. But that's basically this texture right here.
What?
That I just captured using Adobe Capture.
It looks like super zoomed in, right?
It is super zoomed in, and
wow.
I probably need to...
Oh no, that's
like
really
here's
cool.
the base color. I need to adjust that, but I can select material 1 and take a look at that. Repeat. There we go. Taking that repeat down. And it wasn't a perfect perfect capture, you can start to tell, but the fact that I just was like, hey, I would like this, captured
That's
it.
super cool.
It's kind of neat.
Oh wow. So I guess you can go into Photoshop with that image and like really refine it so it would be seamless.
Well, but since it's a texture, it gets much more complex than that. Because in Photoshop, I need to be able to apply it to a 3D model. I don't think it's going to be in here. Yeah, so it's technically there, but you wouldn't be modifying it in Photoshop. Adobe Capture lets you do all that modification. So. Anton, thank you. Just finished a new design. Good to hear. $1983. I like this. So we have a view where there's... Ooh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So is that a window? Is that going to be a little window?
Yeah, so that's because...
oh, I love that.
Because I feel like, just being able to see the food that you're going to be eating is so important in food packaging. Especially when it's kind of like vague or, an actual entree. So I think having window that you can like see into food would be really interesting to have. And then like I know like we talked about the brand like voice being kind of matter of fact, so I'm taking that into consideration, and then I'm just listing out the ingredients that are actually in this recipe. So we have like chicken breast, broccoli, carrot, asparagus, red pepper, and then I decided to put these in accurate mono as the typeface so that it kind of seems like more like a formula or like kind of like code, bringing that factor in.
I like it. That's good. Kind of listing out the ingredients, and you're kind of working on colors. And this is just a design element, the pink there.
It is, yeah. I was thinking that it might be cool to put a few in the back, so it kind of harks back to the circle that we have in the branding, but we're abstracting it.
Okay. Very cool. Kind of based on that, I'm going to build out packaging that has a window in it. So
yeah,
I'll show you how that looks in a sec. We're just working away here. Yes, the original Alien is hard to beat too. Oh, actually, Aliens, at least for me. I really liked Aliens.
Oh, that's cool.
Adobe Live Team. Does Adobe Live Team have a favorite sci-fi movie? You might not be able to hear me. Do you have a favorite sci-fi movie? You can. It's a tough one, huh?
That 2001: Space Odyssey.
Yes, that was my favorite.
It's a good one.
It's amazing.
Did you already say that one?
I did. No, we got a lot of that, so that's a good sign.
You are allowed to say that as well. All right, so you want to see how you can punch a hole in something? I'll show you how to punch a hole in something. So all I've done is just use the metal texture. As you can see, it's just that metal material. And what I can do from here is select metal. So be aware of what you're selecting down here. I want something to be opaque and transparent. So that's where you just click on that square. And that's where you can drag and drop. So I just made this circle. So we'll put that there. And I might need to adjust the repeat. Let me just increase the repeat, just so you know. But it's just to show you that it's actually knocked out those holes. I actually need to.
That is actually
Let's make
useful.
this 0. Let's do this. Select all. But here it is. Let's adjust the offset. See how it's a hole in there? See, it's a hole.
Oh.
I obviously need to work on getting it centered and putting something inside. But you can see that actually is like a hole in that. The reason it's black is because, black. But actually, let's rotate this now.
So if we do clipping mask on the circle and have food in it, would it show up like that?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this bag, make it a touch smaller, and then the texture on that will be the food.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm. There might be
That's
another
cool.
way, but at least that's my initial thought.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So.
Let's do that. Can we play some space music? Is that what's already going
Yeah,
on?
DJ. DJ, you got some space music for us? It's like if Andrew Apple Pie doesn't have space music, we don't have space music, really. But
Doesn't hurt to ask.
yeah, I like it. Zoop. Yeah, there's a number of ways to do this. I can show the hard way. Anywho, yeah. I'm not going to. No, not right now. No. It means taking a texture and like flattening it out and finding which part is like what side is the the front, and it gets really complex as the models get more complex. But this, I just have to kind of typically move it around, so even when I draw upon the logo, it should be pretty easy. Let's actually draw upon that logo. There it is.
I'm just writing random directions here. I don't know if any of these make sense in space.
Just working away.
Yeah.
Got our futuristic boss breathing down our neck. Wants this done ASAP. We're trying our hardest.
We're going. I'm just gonna grab a random nutrition facts from the internet. I'm just gonna copy that.
Cool. All right, sorry I ignored chat there for a sec. I was like working away. Yeah, so there we go. I'm just gotta work on that texture. So that wicker weave is not happening. So I grab something else that looks like food.
Do you want me to give you an image? I have like an image of a food vacuum sealed, if that helps.
Oh, like, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like that.
it's a little.
So, yeah, and then bring that
Yeah,
into
I'll
our
put it
CC
in.
library.
Into here. Ah.
Sync it.
Love it.
Thank you for the space music, Danny. I don't know if we could really listen to it because we'd have to check the rights on all that stuff, and we don't want to get in trouble. But yeah. So, to answer your question, can Dimension CC work with C4D, Cinema 4D? It can, in the respect that I can import OBJ files as well as materials. So, yeah. So it can deal with OBJs, but maybe not directly with Cinema 4D. But that's like if you wanted to model something, you can model your own package, bring it in here, have some fun. Okay.
Oh wow.
Got it. It's in
That's
there.
good.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
So yeah. Oh yeah, and on for that inner one, we need to give it some there it is. Get rid of those normals. There we go. There we go. There, we got it.
Oh, perfect.
That's
That
pretty
looks
cool,
really
huh?
good.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Even though if you really open it, it's just like, is that stuff really in there, or is it powder, or is it powder in the shape of broccoli that when you add a little bit of water to it? I don't know. Just thinking outside the box.
It's totally possible.
Yeah. So, Laura, to make the circle transparent, I just used right over here opacity. So select that material, click right here. Inside of opacity, whatever's black is going to be transparent. So that's how I knocked a hole out of it. Can we make it taste good? It does taste good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it tastes
Of course it does.
fantastic. We wouldn't be such a firm believer in this product and working so hard on it if it wasn't.
Totally.
And once you get a side done, so once you get, that piece done, I'll take that text.
And then put it on there.
Yeah, just the text. Yeah, and I'll put it on here.
Okay. I don't think
Is that?
yeah.
And again, is that red? Is that part of the design?
it is a part of design,
'Cause if
but
yeah.
I was trying it and I feel like I could land on a better solution, so I'm gonna try.
But
something
include
new.
it anyways, because I'd rather have it and be able to take it out than not have it.
Sure. Do you want me to send it to you now?
Like keep it.
Or-
Keep the.
yeah,
keep
yeah.
the
I'm just
first.
gonna keep
Oh,
it
okay.
and then I'm gonna
Yeah.
duplicate it and then try something new.
Send it my way.
Perfect.
Who lost their meal out the window because it is floating away? Yes, that's a great idea, Chris. The man with all the power right over here says, you know what? Give away some Creative Cloud in 5 minutes. So that's what we'll do.
Cool. Let's get some.
I like to think of this meal as being like one long noodle to point out Mitch's question. If it's like one long noodle, it will never escape. It's
Yeah, you
like
just need to rein it
broccoli,
back.
carrot, peas, whatever. And on the end is roast beef.
Yeah,
It's
it's
one long noodle.
honestly whatever you guys want.
I love
No?
the noodle. I love it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna give it a fake texture for now, just so that I can see what I'm doing and see what it's actually gonna look like.
Space salt. Is salt going to be currency in the future? I don't know, because we need it. Our bodies need it.
This is true.
All right.
Could be like gold.
It is something. Actually, there's like multiple. Like our bodies don't produce minerals, right? And we need minerals to live.
This is true.
I just do art, design stuff, so I don't know what I'm saying either. So, but to your point, might be currency. Minerals are currency. That what really is exciting about this is that burst of color. I really do like what you're doing there. It's
Yeah.
kind of fun, yeah.
I feel like it would really blend in with that environment very well.
Yeah, we'll try it out.
Yeah,
So whenever you have something, I'll try it out.
definitely.
Just sync it to the magical library.
I'm thinking that it might be interesting to have multiple windows too, kind of like what you would actually see in like a spacecraft or
Mhm.
what's an airplane is kind of like what I'm
Yeah, that'd be
imagining.
kind of fun. I could do that. Put that guy in here. Let's try this guy in the background. All right, let's take this. Our food bag, as it's called.
Space bag?
Space bag? Yeah, space bag. Yeah, no, this one looks better. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, Sebastian Hugh has some cool space background images. That'd be awesome. Yes, you're right. They did. Salt was used as currency at one point in time.
Yeah.
So, which is just fascinating. All right, Hector's going to lunch, so he says, "Don't do anything cool without me." You got it.
Definitely.
I typically don't do anything cool, so it's not a problem.
You're doing everything cool right now.
Oh, thanks. You could even apply. I haven't even gotten into it. It's really, if as objects get more complex, you can apply textures and logos to different parts of an object. So I have a bicycle. I could put logos in different parts of it. A lot of times that's done with this tool right over here, allowing me to select small pieces of complex objects and like apply a texture to it or whatever.
Oh,
so
wow.
that's kind of how that's done.
That's super
And
cool.
that one, little eyedropper, will sample and apply. So food stuff.
Okay, so the typeface that's being used for chicken and vegetables is Graphique. And then I'm using Accurate Mono for the ingredients here, just to give it that, like, you know, like code-ish ingredients or, I don't know, formula kind of vibe. And I'm also using Graphique here just to tie, oh, sorry, that was a lie. Just to tie it back together.
Nice.
Then I'm just gonna try, oh no.
Oh, I like this. Okay, so yeah, food would be visible through those three circles.
Yes.
Is that what you want me to do? Is like do the three circle deal?
Yeah, is that possible?
Anything is possible for you.
Okay.
I will do it for you.
So how can I? So what is the best way for me to hand this off
Give it to me?
you?
Take everything except for the background. So I'll do the textures.
Perfect.
I don't even need the circles, but all that text, just drag that into a Creative Cloud library.
Do you need this? The color?
Yeah, the color too would be great. Good call.
Let's try that. Should be in there now.
Cool. Okay, yeah, looks like it is synced. We'll put that in there. So, all right, so we'll grab this, just drop it on. Should actually replace. Says you want to replace the current one. Certainly. Might easily have to do some repositioning, of course.
Oh no, this is so exciting.
Yeah, I'm gonna just scale that up, rotate it. And this is good. I mean, we're learning stuff. We probably want this to be on the package itself. Like, Because notice how there's that fold.
Right.
Let me scale this up.
Oh wow. It's looking so cool.
So yeah, and I will adjust accordingly. Transparency. So go in here. Opacity. 3 dots. Bop. Put the 3 dots there. They're actually there, but if you go down to the bottom, this is kind of where you control the position of them. See, there they are. I have to shrink them down to. There we go. And I'm kind of just eyeballing it. I'll probably. I mean, I think this is okay, right? Like,
yeah. I mean,
just get roughly what we're.
Totally.
Okay.
So it
Maybe
needs
a little
to be
smaller.
Yeah. So I was thinking that the top of the 3 circles would align with top of the chicken breast, and then the bottom circle would be cut halfway with the color. So just roughly.
You
Sorry.
designers, tough to please. Oh.
I just said roughly,
Man.
and then I realized how much of a perfectionist I was being.
I think I got it though. Veggies, anyone? So kind of like that. I mean, I feel like the circles could be a little larger, but
I think the food behind might be too large, so you're seeing like a part of a pepper or something like that.
Okay, so scale that down.
Mm-hmm.
So demanding. Jeez, scale it down, Paul. Just do it. Just
hovering art
Just do it
director.
right. Just do. What does he say about it?
Make it more interactive.
Totally.
I like where this is going, but let's just start over.
All right, start over. This guy.
Hey, he said it. I didn't say it.
Yeah, you didn't say it.
Yeah, I didn't say it.
I like where this is going. In the trash. Just kidding. There we go. Recognize the vegetables a little better. Oh, it's totally. I mean, it's working. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So.
Well, let's get them to get typed in chat
Oh yeah.
so we can give away.
Yeah, definitely. We want to know your space food order, or actually, basically, just say anything you want in the chat, which is essentially how you enter in for a random prize of Creative Cloud for a year. So just be active in chat. That's all we need to do. Compliments always go a long way. Thank you so much, Felicia. She says it looks nice. And yeah, we're placing orders for space food.
Space food order. I love it.
Saskia wants some veggies. Awesome. Get you some veggies. But just let's hear from you. Some chicken satay. All right, we will work on that. Again, this is going to be delivered in 2060 or something. So hopefully, hopefully you're hungry for chicken satay or French toast or chicken, mac and cheese.
That sounds good too.
Wow. Salmon fillet with lemon pepper sour cream. You can probably tell a lot about somebody by what they order, or maybe like where they're from.
True. This is true.
Space pizza is always delicious. I think that's a good call.
Butter chicken. I love butter chicken.
Butter chicken.
That's a good call.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Like, only good calories exist in the future. Right? There's no such thing as bad calories. Like, we're able to extract calories and stuff from like donuts. Right?
Totally.
So donuts are essentially good for you in the future. It's very weird. It's like you take vitamins, you take a donut a day.
I want to be in that future.
Yeah,
I do.
right? Mark Ratty loves space. Okay, so give you 30 more seconds and we'll have the Adobe Live team of 46 people working away, scrubbing through the names, making sure there are no false identities in there, and just making sure your driver's license is up to date and that we have emergency contact number for you. That's what the team is doing. A team of 46 people.
It went from 30 yesterday to 46.
Yeah, we're going up day by day because But it gets to be so many people as part of that group, we just call them all Gus. So each one's known as Gus. So.
Are they numbered?
Yeah, they could be Gus. Gus 1 through 46. Oriental Leaf, you got it. Just a water. Glenn Avery says Adobe rocks. That's one way to win. I like it. We are not above just good old-fashioned compliments. Chicken and veggies. I just like doing this when it's like metallic. You're like, I'm just gonna do this for a bit. So if you are making something, don't worry. We do have a contest going on. We're gonna wind this down. Nicole Anderson wants some burritos. You got it. Tacos. Some space bacon. Some spacon. All right. Just let me know. Drumroll, please. Coming at you. Watch for Adobe Live Team. Post the winner. Ben. Awesome. Ben Rosenberg. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Ben Rosenberg wins 1 year of Creative Cloud and the meal of his choice in the year 2060, delivered to his doorstep via Blue Apron. That's something. All right. Congratulations. Let's just make sure I have that up. Just contact us. Let us know, Ben. As Kristen wishes you a congrats. So Ben, we're waiting to hear from you. We need to see your name, so. All right. Big love from Amsterdam. Thank you so much, Ben. Thank you. Congratulations. We'll reach out to you. I think typically by a Behance message. So look for that. And thank you so much for participating. Yay, Ben.
Yay.
Congratulations. Not to worry, by the way, you can always enter the contest. I think people are doing that right now. So you'll just post an image, essentially into chat. And we'll be reviewing those shortly. Actually, probably if it is, we'll do that in 30 minutes. So about 30 more minutes to do this fancy process, which is just make something fun. Hey, why not? Have some fun with it.
Totally.
So we'd appreciate that. Chicken and veggies. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to make a new project. You're already on to the back panel.
I am.
Back panel gets a little more tricky. I might not so much get into that. I might not. I might just make two different objects.
Okay.
If that's
Sounds
okay.
good, yeah.
I mean, I can. Essentially, the easy way to do that is have that all part of one graphic, and it will just wrap it around. So I can.
I could do that. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
That works.
Yeah. And I kind of wanted to make the Capri Sun. So some people pointed this out. If you need a specific object, because basically I kind of need a Capri Sun style thing, but I might need a different object altogether, in which case you could find those out like on the interwebs, various places. One of those places being Adobe stock. So I can always use any one of these and bring it right into my project, whatever the case may be. So I know somebody mentioned Cinema 4D. I could always import that file as well, import that 3D model. Technically, you could even use Photoshop, to make 3D objects as well. So let's say, for instance, we want to do a Valentine's Day design. We could do that. But I'll just show you how to do this real fast. Here's a simple shape, 3D panel with it selected. What is wrong with this? Ooh, I know what's wrong with it. So if your 3D panel is ever not active, you might be in CMYK color. Just change to RGB. but essentially 3D extrusion. We're going to make the heart box for the Valentine's candies that we might do for Valentine's Day or whatever. But now this is 3D, and you can then export that 3D layer as an OBJ and bring it in. So that's how that's done.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah. So there's our heart. It's OBJ. And there it is. Absolutely huge. But if it's really huge, you can click this button, zoom to fit selection. Click. And there it is. Let's apply this texture to it. So, yeah. Object that was just made in Photoshop, but use Cinema 4D or whatever else you want. It's kind of a cool texture.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, this is one I got off of Adobe stock.
That's cool.
Thought
I like it.
maybe we would use it. Who knows? But yeah. Zoop. What's that you got going on over there?
I'm just doing some illustrations for instructions.
Ah,
Because space food might be hard to heat up, or, might need instructions, so. Oh, God.
I know. I feel like cooking at home will be like you just have to add water to something, and people will look at the instructions, be like, "What? It's not like instantly open and it's there." Because I just imagine we'll be really lazy in the future.
I mean, if you look at like space animations, there's always people like riding around in wheelchairs. I think, was it in WALL-E?
It was in WALL-E. Yeah. Boy, that was
It's kind of bleak.
that was a really optimistic view of us in the future. Like, oh great, our little hover chairs just
Yeah.
getting
Exactly.
just really making those hover chairs heavier and heavier. Can you hide my screen? Do you mind? I just want to kind of pull up some of the entries. I'm going to check those out.
Right, gonna make this a little thinner.
We got some fun, some cool designs. Oh, I'm looking at a vodka bottle right now. It's awesome. From Merit. Again, we'll review these in about 20 minutes. Anton's. All right, this is day 2 of 3. That is correct. Oh, Monir, thank you so much. You made my day. He says he likes me hosting because I explain things very well.
You do. This is true.
Oh, that's very sweet. Seriously, like you can think of the best teacher you've had, just like was able to just explain things in plain English. The less syllables, the better. Like, and I say, if you could dumb it down to my level, yeah, I could explain it. You get it to my level, yeah. But
I always think of it as like trying to explain to your mom what you do as a designer,
Ah.
or your grandparents, and then I realize that I can't.
Oh, really?
And then I'm like, oh.
You just work
I
on
know what I'm doing.
computers.
Yeah.
Are you also tech support for your family sometimes?
Oh, totally.
Haha.
All the time. Mainly for my mom, because my dad works in technology, so he knows all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
But my mom, I had to teach her how to. She's probably watching right now. But I had to teach her how to send email attachments, which took
Oh.
a while.
That's a thing.
Yeah, how to scan stuff, all this stuff.
Yeah, that's a thing. And I know my mom kind of doesn't trust technology. So she doesn't trust the cloud. What's this cloud? I don't want my stuff in the cloud. Like, I don't know where these clouds are. Yeah, I'm like, hey, there's some wisdom to that too. You know what I'm saying? Because like things get hacked. You know what I'm saying? So
They are wise.
You might pick on her, but it's like, no, she knows what she's doing.
Totally.
So, but it is hard to explain, especially when our jobs get more and more complex. Because right now we're dealing with 3D.
I know.
Thought we were
it's
doing
really
graphic
hard.
design, and now we're doing 3D stuff.
Especially because, I do more digital stuff now. So I do a lot of, interaction design, websites, and all that stuff. So to explain that to my grandparents, it's like, what do you do? I'm like, I make websites, or, I do apps. And then she doesn't get it. It gets really hard.
Oh, but that kind of makes sense if you say you make apps or you make
Yeah,
websites.
right.
So maybe not what you do, but kind of like what you make.
Yeah.
Might,
You have to, really dumb it down.
And Kenny Coyle just walked in. Hello, Kenny. Good to see you. He's up in about 25 minutes. So that is cool. We're making futuristic space food, by the way, that you'll have to check out. We're having some fun over here.
We are.
It's kind of cool.
No idea what I'm doing, but it's fine. That's me most projects.
Oh, that's a good question. I do not know. Yasmina asks if the images will then auto-update. I'm going to try that. My answer, I'm probably thinking no. But let me just try this. If it works, then I broke the design. Yeah, so it's not linked, just so you know. So that's kind of good in a respect, because from one point of view, because if you happen to change it, it's not going to change in this 3D view as I'm manipulating it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
I actually kind of want control over when I want something to update or not. But no, if this changes, I do have to drop it back in and just reposition it. So I like that. McWindle, what if you open it and it's already warm? What if you open the package and then maybe a seal is broken and then it automatically heats somehow?
Hey, anything is possible.
I like
at this
it.
point.
But here we do have to pour in water. Somebody's
We
going to
do.
look at,
I'm
really?
sorry.
I got to go through this process?
I'm too lazy.
You know water's clear over on the moon now. It's really, or something weird. I don't know. All right, Leanna, welcome back. Good to have you back. And if people want to find you online,
Find me?
yeah, do you have are you on social media at all?
I am. I'm on, Instagram, Facebook. My website is kind of updated.
Are you on Twitter or not so much?
I think I am. I think I have an account, but I have been ghosting on it, so I just don't have that many things to say to the world,
Mm. I know it is. I mean, and I'm on all of them, but it's funny because it's such an ego we have of people should listen to me. I'm gonna post stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, no. I don't know if they really care.
Exactly. That is a creepy smile that I'm making.
Oh, which one's that? Is that just like enjoy?
Enjoy.
Oh, I like it.
But I'm gonna add a tongue to it because I can.
Thank you. Yes. Yes. Dennis is right. It's crazy how fast you're designing. And you feel slow. When people are watching you, don't
I
you
feel so slow right now.
Yeah, you feel like you're going really slow when really you're going really fast. It's like lots of people are watching and like they're like, entertain me. And she's like, here's a tongue. Is this better? Is this entertaining for you?
You're also like, as designers, like you're not used to people looking at you while you design or talking while you design.
Yes.
You know, narrating everything. Like if I did that, I would make my colleagues go crazy.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting exercise.
It really is. It really is.
You're like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It really is interesting. I was with Ann Bracker this morning, and she, it also makes you realize what you call, say, certain buttons and tools. She calls everything by their shortcut key.
Oh my god,
so
really?
Select the N tool, and it means the pencil. So that's what she does. But it actually helped, because like, oh, I just hit the M key, and that's exactly the tool she's talking about.
Yeah, you like learn stuff that way.
Yeah, it was so helpful. And for her, she realized how much she used shortcut keys. You know, and how much stuff is like not visual on the screen. So anyway,
I feel like there's like definitely two types of designers. There's like designers who use shortcuts for everything, which I really admire because I don't know. I feel like I use too many programs to memorize like all the shortcuts at the same time. So I end up forgetting everything. So for myself, I actually don't really use that much shortcuts or anything like that.
Yeah, I noticed honestly with a lot of designers, we'd like to use shortcut keys, but since we're so visual, we're used to visually going places.
I totally agree with you. Yeah, it's true.
So, and then you sit next to a developer and you watch them just use their keyboard. Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
It's so impressive.
So,
I admire developers a lot.
all right, guys, have any questions? Let me know. Just kind of reading over some of the comments. And, oh yeah, we need to review those designs here in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I will. I think I'll do it now, and I'll just kind of get ahead of the game if I could for these. And so, yeah, let's just do it now. Well, this is Ben. Ben just won, but we're going to show his design. He just won Creative Cloud, but this is pretty cool. So I don't know how he did this. This is definitely a 3D model. And then I think he did some Photoshop work, because once you do the render, you make a PSD, and you could do different layering techniques. So that's how I think he got the hand in front.
Oh, wow.
So, good job. Good job, Ben Rosenberg, and again, congratulations. Merritt Murr did some Estonian vodka, as if there was any other kind. All right. I love how this actually matches the scene really well. And good use of texture, and simple is better. It's really nice. This goes really well. Anton Malashev takes it to the next level as he's creeping on other people in this restaurant, and this is what I think he added, is this 3D object.
Oh, cool.
It's a big compliment when I don't really know what's 3D that he added, but I think it's this, right?
That's true.
That's very cool. Tough to match that perspective, so keep that one up. Is that for me? Yes, exactly. So you guys, definitely, I'm just reviewing the ones that I have right now. So by all means, it's the contest is still going on. Alexander Backhead. So we did barbecue sauce this morning with Anne, and I really love what's happening here.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that fun? Look at that plane.
Does that say Inferno at the back?
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Like, he could have actually made this, composited all of this in Dimension, is what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
Because he could have, easily extruded the text, brought in the text. Like, everything looks like it's 3D here.
That is really impressive.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
So we'll keep that one up. Francesca Sempierto. Boost. I think in terms of size, they look little. Like a little.
Are they drinks?
Yeah, they're little drinks. We got chocolate, we got Boost. She had some fun with the patterns. It's awesome.
That's cool.
Hard to tell the size, but they look a little small.
Yeah.
But that's
Little
very cute. And it's tough, this perspective. I don't know if, you can have Dimension match the perspective, but you still might need to tweak it visually.
I think it's also because it doesn't have any shadows that it's throwing me off.
Okay.
So it kind of looks like, I mean,
That's a
I
good
see
point.
a little bit, but it still kind of feels like they're floating in space.
And that's the thing, like, you might need to cheat things. Like, in reality, it might be one way, but you could cheat it a little bit, show more shadow, show a little bit more dimension to convincingly look like it's part of the environment.
Yeah, I mean, that's what photographers do all the time. They just have to fake it. Like, sometimes faking it makes more, realistic.
Fake it till you make it, as they say. This one's really good. Sorry, let me just see who this, Fabrizio? Look at this. Good job,
wow.
Fabrizio. Oh, I love it. Silento Chips.
That looks
Rustica.
almost real.
Wow, you're hired. That's great. Right. Are those chips from the future? Yasmina Cadiz. You guys are blowing my mind right now. If this is 3D, you guys are blowing my mind.
Oh,
I love that perspective. There's no way. What do you think? I don't know. I don't know how I get all I'm all jaded. I'm like, did you, it's so good.
That's really good. I also see the Of Earth logo that you created there.
Perfect.
That's amazing.
Hey, perfect. That's funny. I don't know how that got
did
there.
your work for you.
Hey, done. What am I doing here? Please, at least can I at least work the camera or something?
You can pick the music.
Can I at least pick the hopefully space music? Wow, well, great job. That's Yasmina did a fantastic job. Wow, this is really hard. As the day has gone on,
People are getting better and better, I swear.
yeah. This one's good. Mine, I don't even know how to say that, but there it is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try. Probably butcher it.
Right. Very cool. That looks pretty good. Man, you guys are fantastic. And the contest is still going on, but thank you very much. That was Gianluca. But great work. Love this. Yasmina's awesome. Alexander doing the whole composition, all in 3D is what it looks like. So realistic. Compositing here for Antoine Merritt, and Exercise and Restraint, which is very cool, and Ben. I don't
This is
even know.
really hard.
I know.
This is really hard to pick.
I feel like, yeah, we're just not going to be able to do them justice. Like, I just feel bad already.
There's probably more coming in too, right?
Yeah. Ooh, Yasmina. Because you're good. You can send me the file. Okay, they can send me the Dimension file. They're like, dude, I did it in Dimension. Get over it. Just because I could do better. Just because I could do awesome work, and don't you doubt me.
Oh no.
So good though. So by the way, in this scenario, what you could do is you're able to use the depth of field feature. So you might have some blurry fall off when you render.
Right.
So that might be a possibility. So it's blurry up here. You could actually have the top of the box blurry or the bottom of the box blurry in Dimension. So environment, camera perspective, field of view. Actually,
That would work well for ours.
this quite doesn't. Oh, depth of field right here. Sorry, depth of field. And then here's the blur fall. So you're not going to see it until you render it.
Yeah.
But that's what will happen. Isn't
Can
that
we
awesome?
see it rendered?
Yeah, it'll just take a second. I'll just need to, and probably for this, I'll maybe take the same package, put it on a table, like
that'd be really nice.
Do a different composition for this one. So good,
Super cool.
so good. Okay, about 15 minutes. You can make a reflection of Yasmina. You can, yeah. If you go into ground plane, so again, make sure environment is selected. Make sure environment selected at the top. Scroll down, ground plane, and then you have your reflection opacity. So let me try to kind of turn this on. And you might not actually see it till you. This is another thing that you might not see initially until you render it. But yeah, it's there.
Is there like a star field background that we can use?
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Like that one?
Yeah. But if I'm just thinking, like, I feel like just having the background monotone or monochrome would be nice just to see the colors pop out.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
I'll get right on that. So demanding. Oh, can you just like make that better? Can you just like make it better? Make it more space-like.
No, I never
Just
said
joking.
that.
Something like that. Is that too much?
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
I just love that I can just drop it into my library panel, like, and then it's everywhere.
That is really useful.
And even you have it actually, so.
Yeah, that's true.
There we are, match the lights. Sunlight. Let's get a little more pop to the colors by increasing the sunlight here. Because we're starting to lose, we kind of lose a little bit of the top,
Gotcha.
but I
Is it
think if
possible
we-
to have lighting
Oops.
come from like the top?
Uh,
Or maybe it needs to be a
yeah,
little
you
less
can.
reflective.
I was trying to get a highlight on it so it
Yeah.
sticks out. This might be too bright. But yeah, I could do anything you want me to. Just don't fire me.
I'm just creating some like recycling symbols, mainly because all packaging requires you to have those. Even in space. I'm
There you
having a
go.
hard time balancing reality and imagination.
It's so funny.
I'm like, how far can we go? Be responsible.
It's just
even in
it's the realist in you. You're
Yeah,
like,
it's true.
you know.
I can't just be
I
like.
get it. This is a very fake reality of the future.
But
we're
you need to
dealing with,
recycle.
But we need to recycle. This is not going to go away. Her future got a lot of got things to do. You
Yeah.
gotta recycle.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta eat right. You gotta pour water on your food.
You need to microwave it.
You need a microwave. It's still gonna be a microwave.
So I'm just making some funky arrows here.
Yeah, Tim, that's interesting. So texture placement needs a lot of work. Yeah, that's That is interesting. Kind of curious as to what 3D app you're used to working with, just by comparison. I'm curious. And this is also what starts to come up, like Alexander's talking about, an external GPU or hardware, this conversations of hardware and stuff. You'll start to hear this fan kick in as you start to deal with 3D.
Totally.
Just because, again, it's just a little bit more complex. Maya or Modo, yeah. I haven't played with Maya or Modo either one of those. I just want to know, as Jerry Seinfeld would say, like, at what point do we all start, like, wearing the same uniform? Like, at some point in the future, we all are going to start wearing the same thing.
I mean, sounds good to me.
Yeah, when do we all get our uniforms? It's just like, when are they on back order? When do we get our uniforms? You better hope yours isn't red, because those are the guys that die in Star Trek. Yeah, so Gianluca, unwrapping 3D models can be a nightmare, by the way. It just can be. I don't really want to go into it. But again, you're taking something 3D, you're unwrapping it, you're taking something from 3D to 2D. It's always, it's never going to be that simple. But I like that I can just move this stuff around. I think I'm going to render this. I'm going to save this one.
It looks really good.
I kind of wanted to do the depth of field fall off. So I kind of want to put this on a futuristic table.
A futuristic table.
Right? Table from the future. See what I don't even know.
I'm excited to see what you come up with. Did you find anything good?
Nothing too crazy. Sorry, I'm such a loud typer. Bad. Oh, maybe
What other icons are there for packaging?
How are we doing, everyone? Yeah, thank you, Tim. Got a solid project forming, and that's a good call. I mean, it's like a week and a half old. Like, we're doing what we can, and I'm glad we're able to get it in people's hands, like yours, just because we're iterating. Obviously, so through Dimension, up at the top, you can go to help, you can provide feedback. Like, literally, people upstairs are reading this stuff. Jeanette Matthews, specifically. Even though it's more people, she's one of the developers. She's like so awesome, but she's so active on the forums and everything. So she's awesome. She's just absolutely wonderful. Can't say enough good things about her. All right, there might be a couple coming through. Oh, Yasmina. Oh, thank you so much for posting that. I can try to get that original photo. I'm gonna try to comp it in. 5 time. Because hers had the, it was the one with the shallow depth of field.
Oh.
So.
Super cool.
And again, we have 9 minutes. Oh, so good. I love it. Drop that in there. All right. Let's check entries really fast because we only have about 8 minutes. All right, 2 more. Glenn Viberine. And I'm going to need you to pick, by the way.
Yeah,
Not
let's do
that
it.
you need any more pressure, but yes.
Oh,
So-
thanks, Gianluca. I'm really bad at pronouncing names, so I'm hoping that I'm
tough.
pronouncing it right. But please let me know if I'm not.
I think I was like pulling up my favorites. So I kind of narrowed it down. Okay, is that cool? I mean, we can go over all of them.
No, totally, yeah. Whatever.
Kind of for the sake of time, we can still burn through
Agreed.
all of these. Because you already saw the ones earlier, and I think
did.
we're kind of we might be on the same page with our favorites. But the last two. So this is Glenn Verberin. Very classy. I love the flat black look.
Yeah.
All right,
love it.
snow
Matte
sheen. It's easy to make things shiny. Like in 3D, you're like, oh, it's shiny. I love it.
black. Mm-hmm.
But love the flat black. A lot of complexity going on here. I'm curious as to like, wow, where'd this model come from?
Yeah.
But good job. I mean, this is one heck of a rendering.
That's amazing.
I don't know why I'm
I really like
always
the lighting there.
Seth. Adobe Dimension, Seth, yeah? I hope so. Why am I so skeptical? I'm like, I can't do that. But no, this is really cool. Let's kind of go through a couple of these. So we saw Ben's was really good. He won Creative Cloud earlier. We have the Estonian Vodka, which is good. We have Anton's. Hold on. Anton's, Alexander's, which is that one. And let's just click. Let me make sure we've been through all these. So this one, we're going to go ahead and say, hey, you did a fantastic job. Let's just kind of work on the angles there.
Yeah. Yeah, and the scale.
And Yasmina did a fantastic job. So I like Yasmina's. I like Alexander's.
one's
I
awesome.
like Yasmina's. That one's pretty good, but I like those two just because they're super interesting. This one's pretty cool. That one I'm going to go ahead and close. I mean, I think it's good still, but like...
It's good. I
These
feel like
two
there's
are-
more complexity in the other ones.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's really good.
And then let's not forget our two latest entries.
Totally.
Of those two. And I can put these side by side too.
They're both so good. Do we need to pick?
Yeah. You know, sometimes you gotta make hard decisions. This is one of those times. I would love to be like, free candy for everybody. But
Take
you
it
know what? Halloween
all.
was yesterday.
It was. Now I'm in Christmas mode or holiday mode.
And then in that perspective, like, everybody gets presents. But,
You're like Santa
yeah.
Claus.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hard.
What do you guys like? Actually, we could even ask you, say left or right. Everybody. Left or right. Hello, Rita.
Right.
Right.
Both. I agree with you.
Raspberries. Raspberries. Right. 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 Okay. The right's winning. Not that
Awesome.
Alexander's not a fantastic human being for sure.
They were both
Been
amazing.
super active, but
Yeah.
yeah, looks like this is our winner. Congratulations, Yasmina. We are so impressed with this one. You get 1 year of Creative Cloud.
Yay,
Congratulations,
congrats.
Yasmina. Just say thank you or something in the chat so we know you hear us. So you could expect a message from us via Behance and the Adobe Live team, those 48 guys. Looking for the name.
We're just staring.
I know. But still, like, I feel bad. Like, the quality of the ones that were submitted the past hour and a half were, like, super awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So,
Oh, everyone's so nice here.
they are
Everyone's
super
saying
nice.
Congrats.
Hopefully we'll see
Such nice
Yasmina
people.
come in. Yasmina was there a second ago. Sent me the file. Again, I'll try that shallow depth of field. Congrats to you, by the way. Like, I think what we're doing here, I just take credit for your work.
No, you're
But
definitely doing a lot
really
of things.
cool how this
Cool.
is shaping up. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
I think it'll be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just finishing up the backside, and then since we kind of have like a overall visual language set here, it's gonna be really easy to flush that all out to the rest of it. Like for for the snacks, I'm gonna do like trail mix, and then for beverages. But each SKU is gonna have like a little bit of a different, different graphic element and like look and feel. But overall, overarching brand elements are gonna be very similar.
And really no bottles necessarily, because who needs glass and space floating around, I guess.
Yeah, and it's also heavier.
Heavier?
So that might be a problem.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm honestly having the hardest time trying to balance reality and fiction.
It's pretty funny. I think this is like hysterical.
Oh gosh.
But no, you're right, and this is exactly what I think the future would be like. It's like, oh, let's have this.
Yeah.
Looks good. We just dropped that in. We got pretty complex because again we found some fantastic materials, even on, stock as well, which is cool because I feel like I discovered so many cool materials out there.
Yeah.
And really I just use those as a starting point because what it does is it starts to unlock all of the. It gives you a place to start if you're using one material over here. Like the metal, all of a sudden unlocks all this stuff. So what does glow do? Opacity, roughness, all that.
Yeah, I feel like looking at the textures that are actually available opens up so many possibilities. Because when I started off doing this, I'm like, oh, it'll be silver, but there's so many different kinds of silver foil. There's ones with texture, there's ones that are like a little rough or like organic looking. That's really cool too. Yeah,
it's kind of nice. I like a little splash.
It could be like a Thanksgiving special, like turkey, like Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, and I like the warm aspect of it.
Yeah.
So, agree, Hector. Amazing work, Cecilia.
Oh, thanks,
As we
guys.
continue this tomorrow, we get to keep you for one more day, which is super exciting.
We'll finish this all up, and hopefully it'll look.
I'm sure it will. We'll do a whole assortment because again, I want to start to really integrate these into scenes where you have that shallow depth of field and make it look realistic.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
Like so you could just
maybe we can have like an astronaut like reaching, and the hand would be in focus, and his body would be out of focus.
Yeah. And even start to get to the point where they even have some depth of field where you have some overlapping. So is he? Like there's some other things we can get into as we dive into this. We're gonna render out a PSD and then we can add lens flares or whatever else.
Oh my god, that gets me so excited. Yeah. So we can have all
three. And I could
three.
give that to you. I render it out and give it to you, and we can play with it or whatever. Yeah, we'd have all three.
That.
I'm just rendering out now, so super cool.
Really
all right, we're any closing words for the world?
No, well, thanks for watching, everyone. I've really had fun. And then I'm really excited for tomorrow because I feel like we'll be able to definitely like dive into Dimension, and I feel like I'm learning so much just by sitting here and watching you work.
And honestly, if we're making it complex, we're kind of doing it wrong because we want it to be fairly intuitive and demystify 3D software because it can get kind of scary. And this is the perfect time to get into this, and like we talk about XD, but it's like ground level. Awesome. A week and a half old. Wow, I can get my head around 3D.
Cool.
All right, thank you so much, Gustavo, Heidi, Alexander, all our fantastic people in chat and watching today. Kenny Coyle is up next. There you go. He's stretching. He's doing his stretches. He's doing a yoga. He's doing downward dog now. He's ready, and he's up next. So stick around, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.